Date palms are grown in arid areas from northern Africa to the Middle East and all the way to India. Date palms are much appreciated for their edible sweet fruit. Most date varieties are consumed fresh and fetch a lower price than processed ones. In Egypt, the Siwi variety is used to make bulk packs of pressed dates that can be stored for a long time. These pressed dates, which locals call agua, are popular as a snack and as an ingredient in baking. Many families rely entirely on the income they generate from producing and selling agua throughout the year, up until the following date harvest.
We only use this date variety to make agua. Actually, this is what it's valued for. It's never sold fresh. It's always harvested from the tree, dried and pressed. We store the agua and sell it at any time, even out of season. Other date varieties cannot be stored, and you might struggle to quickly sell them before they spoil. The variety we use to make pressed dates keeps for the entire year.
Dates have a short harvesting season and must be consumed or processed immediately after harvest. Otherwise, they will spoil and you won't be able to store them. Let's visit Dahshur, a village in the center of Egypt, where farmers will show us what is needed to produce a good agua. This video will also show the hygienic practices and preparations that must be done for a clean food product. Let's hear Ibtisam explaining why dates need to be sun-dried and sorted to make agua.
To be pressed, all the dates you use must have the same ripeness, so that you can store them as long as you want. If you mix moist dates with dry dates, the moisture will cause the entire batch to rot and ferment. You can smell a good batch from a bad one. Moist dates contain too much water and contaminate any good dates when pressed together.
For dates to reach the right ripeness needed for agua processing, you need to lay them out to dry in the sun. So before you get busy with the harvest, set up your drying area. Choose an area big enough for the size of your harvest. You can use a rooftop or any area free from dust and disturbances. If needed, build protective walls with corn stalks around the drying place to keep out animals and keep the dates clean. Start by laying out mats made from palm reeds, high grasses, or even clean cardboard boxes to keep the dates off the ground, away from dust and stones. Now you're ready to bring in the harvest. Dates ripen at different rates, so you'll harvest each tree several times. By gently shaking the fruit bunches, ripe dates will fall into the harvest basket. Unripe fruits drop less easily and will be left to ripen further as they are not suitable for pressing. At the end of the season, chop off the fully ripened date bunches and manually remove the remaining dates. On the drying floor, put each new harvest batch on a different mat. This facilitates collection when a batch of dates has reached the right dryness. Ripe dates will be darker in color than the unripe ones. To avoid losses, carefully monitor your dates as the time required for drying will depend on the weather and ripeness at harvest. Dates that are left too long in the sun spoil, but can still be fed to animals. The dates need to dry in the sun between 8 and 15 days to lose some of their water content before they are ready for pressing. Ashraf can tell when the dates are dry enough by how they feel in his hand.
لو انا دلوقتي مسكت البلح كده ولقيته بيعمل عسل البلح لما
If the dates drip syrup when I handle them, then they are not yet ready to be pressed. Because when you use the moist dates, they will ferment in storage. When I press 2 dates in my hand, they should only stick together after squeezing firmly. That's how I know that they are dry enough and won't rot or ferment.
Choose a hot day to press the dates. Start at midday so they've absorbed enough heat from the morning sun. The dates are now softer and easier to press. Set aside a clean surface in your drying enclosure to lay out your packing containers. When choosing your container, make sure the opening is large enough to easily press the dates, and that once filled, it's not too heavy to transport. Dates can be stored longer when kept in airtight containers. In Dahshur, farmers trample the dates in airtight plastic bags. A plastic bag is placed in a crate made from palm leaves lined with recycled paper from concrete bags. The crate is extended with a removable wooden frame to support the pressing process and shape the pressed dates into a large block. Rip the thick recycled paper into strips, placing them in such a way that all sides of your crate or storage container are completely covered. The paper protects the plastic bag from tearing. Organize a source of clean water to rinse the dates. Keep it nearby the place where you will press them. Gather the dates that are ready in a basket to rinse off any dust. Pick out any bad dates, branches, or stones. Before you start trampling the dates, anything that will come into contact with the agua must be cleaned. At all times, avoid that hair or dirt from the skin are transferred to the dates.
لازم تغسلي الرجل كويس جدا بميه سخنه وصابون وبتاع لازم تكون نظافه.
You must clean your feet very well with hot water and soap. Your feet should be even cleaner than your hands and remain clean each time you start to press in a new crate. While trampling the dates, it's also your responsibility to remove any bad dates or dirt that were overlooked during the sorting and rinsing. Attention to hygiene during the whole process is required for a good agua.
على طول من القفص. فدي يعني تكملة للشغل.
For even better hygiene, you can cover your feet or press the dates manually using a hammer or brick. Once everything is clean, you can start making agua. Shake off any excess water, pour the dates into the plastic bag in small batches, and start pressing. Only add another batch of dates once the previous layer feels compact and level. There should be no more air pockets between the dates because air will make the agua go bad. Continue to add dates until the plastic bag is full, still leaving enough space to tie a double knot. When you have finished pressing the dates, seal the plastic bag well. Remove the wooden frame and add a final layer of recycled paper to protect the plastic bag. To keep the agua under pressure, farmers tightly fasten the lid to the crate using wire. Store your crates in a room where you can protect them from water or animals. Lay down wood or palm fronds to keep the crates away from the ground, as the cold temperature of the ground will increase the humidity at the bottom of the container and spoil the agua.
عشان تفضل كويسه للسنه لازم في التخزين ما بنحطش احنا عندنا بنخزن بنكبسه عجوه في قفاص لازم يتحط القفص.
In storage, we put one crate above the other, but inversed with their lids touching. You can put up to 3 layers, the more the better, because each layer applies constant pressure to the crates below. The dates stay well packed this way. After 2 months, if you want to continue storing, you must swap the top crate with the one below. If you do this twice, you can keep the agua for a year.
لو خزنته اكتر خلاص انا مجرد ما عملت له الحركه دي مرتين خلاص ممكن يتخزن بعد كده يفضل الفتره الثانيه لغايه يكمل سنه عندك مفيش مشكله.
Turning the container also ensures that the dates are evenly soaked with the syrup they contain naturally. Let's remember what we have learned. Choose a date variety that is suitable for drying and pressing. This will allow you to sell agua throughout the entire year. When drying, keep dates away from the bare ground and build a protective wall to keep them free from dust. Sort your dates by order of harvest. This will allow you to more easily collect them when they are ready for pressing. Carefully monitor the drying from 1 to 2 weeks. Dates should feel firm and not be juicy or the agua will rot. Maintain high hygienic standards throughout the whole process. Make your pressed dates in a strong, airtight container. Press the dates in small batches to remove air pockets. Store the crates in a dry place, avoiding contact with the ground, and stack them to keep them compacted. For many households, making agua requires hard work and dedication. In return, it also gives a sweet reward at any time of the year.